Welcome back to Chat Circle, where conversations come alive and every episode connects you to culture, identity, and community in real time. My name is Nana Abina, and today we are diving into something layered. We are talking about identity, representation, and that quiet tension between roots and relevance. So, here's the gist for those of us who have no idea. So, there's this recent reality TV housemate. Of course, the show is ongoing right now. She came on screen, full vibes, energy, charisma, everything you can actually think of, okay? But she left out one detail during her grand entry, which of course, state of origin, Akwa Ibom State. So she eventually did mention it in the house, but by then, everybody ever had their own perception about it. People were actually talking about it, and people shared what they think. And to some, they actually felt it a little bit personal. So today, joining us on the show, we actually have two amazing people because they're actually going to be having a conversation. But then there's also bigger questions that are rising. Why do some people downplay where they are from? Is it shame, brand move, or just strategy? And then also, more importantly, what does it say about how we view our tribes and states and also ourselves? We're actually breaking it down today from state of origin to tribal branding to the fear of being boxed in. So let's talk about it. Joining us today on Chat Circle, I don't know if it happens to be your first time, let me say the first time, but one of them, a lot of you might have seen him before. First person we're going to be talking about is Ofonime Ekong, who of course is popularly known as the Handler. Ladies and gentlemen, a multi-award winning beauty entrepreneur, Facebook influencer, and author who has built a brand on confidence, creativity, and consistency. Now, she actually trained countless women in makeup artistry and also brand presence, and she's all about showing up fully and authentically. You know, she said something impersonating her. How you doing? You good?
Thank you, I'm fine.
Okay, we also have Mr. Moore. This space here, a lot of us have seen. He happens to be a content creator, field scientist, and event host with a flair of storytelling and vibes. Now, just to let you know, he's really, really smart. But then he also worked with one of the biggest brands, alcoholic brand beverages in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Moore.
Thank you, Nana. It's always a delight to be on this show. I'm fine. I'm good.
I don't know how we're going to drag you here, but whatever we did, shout out to whoever is behind it. And also, people like, it's good to have you finally here. Aww. You're doing amazingly well. Let's talk a little bit about the Handler. Like, let's talk about your project. Like, how is that going for you?
That's going really well. So the Handler is a brand that has to do with makeup, content creation, and influencing. Mostly around the influencing for now, because I mean, we have a lot of trade fairs in the city. We have a lot of brands that need to be projected, which hasn't been so before now. I mean, a lot of people just, showed up on internet and posted flyers, but in recent times, people have discovered that storytelling is doing the job. So it's
and they're loving you every day.
Well,
I mean, how are you doing?
I'm fine, Nana.
So I have been wanting to ask this question. I know I'm supposed to ask you privately, but I just have to ask you. You've had the opportunity to work with one of the biggest brands.
Okay.
This is actually a big one.
Yeah.
First reaction. I know you kept this under the sleeves for a very long time. A lot of us were super surprised. But how has that been so far in terms of helping your journey right now?
So it's been amazing, and really when the opportunity came, it was huge. But one thing that stood out for me is the fact that anything you do on the internet, people are looking, people are watching.
You said that.
Yeah, because I remember when the guy reached out to me like, oh, I'm ABCD from this brand and would love to do something, and I was like, oh wow, small me in my small corner, you get, and it's been amazing basically.
And how has that really shaped your brand as a person?
It has, because as a brand, as a person, you want to be seen. So the fact that you step out, people are like, oh, you're the guy I see on YouTube. Sometimes I honestly don't know what they're talking about, but it's in that moment that I'm like, I'm like, yeah, I'm the guy and stuff. So it helps put you out, it helps elevate you, and it helps just it just helps you, in entirety.
Okay, so today we are looking at navigating state of origin, tribal branding, and fear of betrayal. Permit me to ask you, I believe you guys watched the reality show, the beginning and everything. What was your first reaction when you said, do you think a lot of people really went overboard with thinking, okay, she didn't really talk about her brand and everything, but what was your first reaction? Let's talk about that first.
I should go first?
Anyone.
Okay, all right. So I think I followed the conversation or the controversy majorly on social media because, I mean, she came to the platform, she said, I am from Abuja, right? Only to now get into the house and now see someone who's from Akwa Ibom, her place of origin. That's when she now said, I'm from Akwa Ibom. And I feel that it's rather sad, because I feel most people, when they get to such stage, they want to associate with the bigger boys, the Lagos, because you want to be a Lagos girl, you know, an Abuja guy or whatever. But I feel that it's very important to stay true to your roots. People have been there before you, and they've maintained the fact that I am from Akwa Ibom, and they are still big brands, they are still big names. So where you are from does not limit you, especially in such, you know, platforms. How you sell yourself matters, and you are actually even lucky to come from here. Well, how do I mean? When people here know that you come from here, trust me, by natural implication, they want to queue behind you, because there's this mentality that we are not plenty. So the few that we have there, we are going to protect, we are going to push. So it's rather unfortunate that she started on that note, but I think she could have done better.
Yeah. How about you, Ofonime?
Okay, so I've also followed the conversation, and a lot of people are aggrieved, like, why did you mention where you are from and all of that? But I want to look at it another way. What if she just, what came over the top of her head was, let me just mention where I stay. No, like, I'm from Abuja. I came from Abuja.
But if people were talking about where they come from, you can't
let's put the nerves in picture too. She just mentioned something, and then when she went inside, she realized, oh, I should have mentioned where I'm from. Now that we are socializing, let them know I'm from here. So along the way, she owed up. I'm from Akwa Ibom, so cut her some slack.
Okay, let me ask this question. As a brand, when you're actually stepping into the public eye, TV, Instagram, endorsements, and all that, how do you decide what part of your identity to amplify or keep low? Did you ever feel that we're working with most of the brands?
Absolutely not. In fact, the first thing you get to hear is my name is Ofonime Ekong. I'm called the handler. I'm from Akwa Ibom. Okay, so of recent, one of the biggest trade fairs came to Uyo, and my services were needed. In fact, I spoke my language in the very first introductory ad, and it went so viral. Wow. Yes. So my name was there, my brand, everything, and you could already tell I am from Akwa Ibom. It was even sponsored. And
there was a big I love my Akwa Ibom behind.
I remember saying that. There was a very large I love Akwa Ibom. In fact, I stood that I love Akwa Ibom.
Did you know that after that place has now become iconic? When people come, they want to go to that place and take pictures. My cousin came in from Canada sometime about 2 months ago. It was like, there's this place I see on pictures. I want to go and take picture there. Honestly, he went all the way to Brook Street to go and take that picture. Yeah, I love Akwa Ibom.
How about you?
Even when Nas Boy came, it was still that position that he went to. I love Akwa Ibom. So I mean,
she did something.
She's an influencer now.
How did it also help you in the brands you've worked with too?
Okay, so there's this thing about me. I'm so proud of where I come from. Sometimes I actually feel bad that I do not have an Akwa Ibom name, right? So, but the fact that if someone tells me, oh, I pick up your accent, you're from Akwa Ibom, I don't feel offended. The fact that you can pick up my accent that I'm from Akwa Ibom, it's fine. Everybody's accented in one way or the other. I mean, why do we feel good to hear the French accent? Even some of us here, we can analyze different British, accents. Yes, so why should I feel sad about it? So I'm always very pleased for people to know my identity. This is where I'm from, and
at some point,
and it's great.
Do you feel you had to soften or maybe package yourself at some point when working with other brands?
So I think it would depend on what the brand wants.
Yes.
For example, for example, there's how a brand can reach out to you and like, okay, for example, you are the handler, but we want you to come out in a corporate self. Or sometimes what the brand represents, right? There's how a brand can need the street part of it, the RAS part of it, because the audience they are trying to meet is that audience. There's also a brand, how a brand can reach out to you and they need this calm, collected, corporate, so whatever the brand wants. But one thing is certain, I feel that whichever way it is, it will never get to a point where a brand would say, claim that you're Chinedu and I will except I'm acting a movie, then I'm playing a character. But if you are
the money,
sorry,
they're paying you really well.
No, let's
change your character.
No, that's what I'm saying. If it's a movie and you're telling me play a character, it's different. But if you tell me come out and say, oh, my name is Chinedu, I'm from Imo State, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, like the storytelling that I do, I take up every and any character because of what I'm trying to portray. Also, some clients come specifically for the Akwa Ibom content that I create. In fact, I've had people meet me and like, you've changed the narrative, you are doing adverts in our local parlance. Yes. I've had people say, oh, we are just new in town and we need people around here. So please use your dialect. And then I've also had to work with a real estate company, and they're like, oh, this event, people are coming from everywhere. And I get to speak English.
Wow. Now, over the years, you guys have worked with a lot of people. Why do you think somebody feel being boxed in where they actually? Would you say it's real concern, or would you say just imagine in limitation?
So I think the limitation is here, right? Because wherever you are doing something, people are looking at. While I understand the need to move out, I'm not going to sit down here and lie.
Okay.
I am one person that in years past, I encourage content creators, do not do 100% Ibibio content.
Okay.
Not because I do not like Ibibio, but because of range. You understand?
True.
Because if you make 100% Ibibio content, it's only people in Akwa Ibom and not even all part of Cross River. The fixed speaking part of Cross River that would, you know, be able to flow with you.
Even
and it's different from music. You know, music is music is different. Music, people can vibe to music even when they don't listen. But when you're creating content, you understand? I tell people, don't do 100%. It doesn't mean you should not be comfortable in your accent. It doesn't mean you should not, like, you know, sprinkle Ibibio here and there, or any of the Akwa Ibom languages here. So for me, that is not boxing. That's you just trying to reach a broader audience, right? And there's no harm in that. Yes, but even at that, I'm now realizing that more content creators now are becoming more comfortable to use more Akwa Ibom language, and that is partly because people paved the way. You understand, to make you understand that we have creators in Akwa Ibom.
I think the first time I heard Akwa Ibom language, okay, this is the first time I don't watch a lot of. I think the first time I heard an Akwa Ibom language was in, is it Shantytown?
Yeah.
No, that was the first time I heard.
Okay, that you heard.
Even though I'm not from here, I was super excited. I was like, wait, this is actually going somewhere.
And it sounds
good. And it's very emotional. And let me tell you something. There's something about Akwa Ibom language, the fact that no matter, like, for the most exposed people, once you speak, they will know. Yes, they might not call it Akwa Ibom, they might say, oh, Calabar language. But the thing is that when your language gets to a point where it has an identity, that you can speak it and someone knows that this is the way they know that this is Igbo, this is the Yoruba, they know that this is Akwa Ibom language.
Have you ever been stereotyped or misjudged just because of your tribe? How do you handle that?
Okay, so I think that happened while I was serving in camp. You know, this thing that we are like the minority. You know, in this country we have the Igbos, Hausa, Yorubas, and then we are remembered later. Oh, there's this part somewhere in Nigeria. Okay, so I served at Katsina, so you can imagine far north. We had everyone there, and very few Akwa Ibomites. And then you get there, you want to talk to someone, and they're like, you know, and then I discovered one person that is Akwa Ibom, like and then two, and then three, you're like, the next thing, we're forming a group. Yeah. Because I mean, it made it easier for us to relate with ourselves in a place that we have a lot of other tribes that are, you know, trying to just look at you. So in such situation, what we did was come together. Yes. So all I'm trying to say is that coming together will actually really help in such circumstances. So just like we were talking about the girl, when she realized there was someone in the house that is from Akwa Ibom, she was like, okay, it's time to shine.
Very interesting. All right, so you both have actually built a strong, should I say, a strong personal brand. Yeah. How did your culture or state actually influence your brand voice? So
I was born here. I've lived here, although I've lived in a couple of places. Yeah. But this place shaped me. Akwa Ibom shaped me. You shaped me. So you cannot see me and not see an element of being an Akwa Ibom person. You talked about stereotype the other time. Now, you know, there's this typical, that one is a good stereotype that Akwa Ibom people can cook. Yes. You understand? It's part of my branding that, oh, Mr. Mo, he cooks a lot.
Being a man that cooks?
That is an Akwa Ibom thing. And it's something that I'm very proud. I usually say it, I'm very proud. And it's not a today thing. It's not for the internet. It is who I am. Yeah. I remember when I saved, right, 2015, 2016, I used to cook for a lot of core members. Let me shock you, I was even making money. You know, every day there was the one, you know, cooking, and you know, and Alawi was 19,800. So how do you impress the ladies? You cook. You cook, and that Calabar boy, that Calabar boy, he can cook and all of that. So it's an identity that is with me, that I'm proud of, and it doesn't just end here. Trust me, I have you know, family members even outside this country that, as far away as they are, people still like them because of those traits that make them Akwa Ibom. The fact that they are homely, they are kind, you know, they are good family people, they can cook, and those are things that just shape up people. So even for me as a brand, right, Akwa Ibom is part of the things that has really, really shaped me up, even in my thinking. Of course, there would be the bad side, the good times, but there are always the positive to take away from your environment.
Exactly.
You understand? And we are like, especially our generation, the social media generation, we have built a community. Yes, there might be church here and there, but when it's time to support, people go out, you bring up a project and you realize that people are queuing up behind you and trying to push you and all of that. So it's part of
over
the
the years. Okay, I think the first time I heard about Calabar and all that, I think it was Carnival. That was the first thing, the carnival.
Okay, the carnival.
That was the first thing that actually came.
Mm.
Then over the years, I think when I started staying here, I realized there were more to the state now. There was a video I saw where a girl was trying to defend that. I think that she's trying to tell people that there's more to Akwa Ibom state than people feel like, oh yeah, for Akwa Ibom you can actually cook, or that means you can actually, you know, the other one.
The other side, the other stereotype.
So now, with your brand, how are you trying to change the narrative, let people know that there's more to the state than what the world thinks that, okay, you guys are just good in this, just good in that?
Okay, so let me make reference to that trade fair that came. So I have this video of the woman looking for me. Okay, she's like, there is this girl that I saw. The moment she saw, she's like, I said I would not leave this trade fair without seeing you. You've changed the narrative. I mean, your energy, the way you presented, everything. And then she said, I hope more people are like you. I don't need to say much. From that, you already know that there's this positive influence. And then there's this lady I also did an advert for, and from there, I coached her and everything, and it showed that she had this energy too. And when the woman asked, I mentioned the lady's name, she's like, that's true, that's true. So I'm already influencing people energy-wise to show up for your brand as shameless as possible. Because as you said, the other side, they will no longer see us and think that way because you are showing up for your brand. Just yesterday, I saw a video being sent to me. Students of a certain school actually mimicked some people. And this little girl came out and was like, my name is Ofonime Ekong. I am the handler. I handle your business. I froze, goosebumps, tears. I'm like, from where I am, this little girl has not seen me before. But she was asked to mimic someone, and that was it.
It chose you.
So I don't know what to say. I'm emotional.
Yes, just to add to that now on a bigger perspective. Now tell me, in which major aspect of life within Nigeria that you don't have an Akwa Ibom person, you know, doing something, influencing in that area? There is not. Look at ADBN from Akwa Ibom, you know, broadcasting on DSTV. That's like the biggest satellite from Uyo.
Yes,
from Uyo. Yes, I know there is an Abuja office, but it started here. All from Uyo. There was a time that you would never think that a TV station can broadcast from Uyo on DSTV. ADBN came, changed the game. You go to the movies. Akwa Ibom people are doing projects, doing big things. You come to content creation. They are gradually pushing into mainstream fashion, music. There was a time that would you think of fashion and you mention Akwa Ibom in the conversation? It will stop in maybe Lagos, Abuja, highest Port Harcourt. But we are doing things that even other cities in Nigeria are not doing. So we continually continue to be on the mainstream positivity or mainstream news, doing good things. So you cannot, even now, if you observe on social media, when people talk about cities to live in Nigeria, hardly do they talk about that Uyo does not enter the conversation. You see people say, if you earn $1 million, which city would you live in? Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Uyo finds you to Uyo comes in at every other time. It means that like we are known.
I was telling a friend of mine the last, I feel like if ever I should have, maybe you have a country house and you want somewhere that quiet, peaceful, no traffic, Uyo is like the best.
People come in. Nana, do you know if you frequent the airport often, or you frequent any of the big 5-star or 4-star hotels in Uyo, you would understand the influx of people that come into you. Even our big celebrities.
Yeah, just don't make noise.
Even our big celebrities, because they want a place that they can come, chill, enjoy the weekend without noise, without fuss. They come into this town a lot. Uyo is home. Uyo is home.
Okay, now let's move on back to this housemate conversation. How do you think, or should I say, why do you think this conversation was really hitting differently to a lot of Akwa Ibom people with the whole silence, the silence from this housemates? Why do you think people really had issues on social media about it? Then also, I need you to share your thoughts on support system. Now, I have been in the media in Akwa Ibom, and over the years, we've seen that the support when it comes to music and the industry, it's not that tight. A lot of people don't put so much energy. You guys, I think they had this Akwa Ibom talent, whatever. A lot of I had no idea. I had to see on Ogayene's page, and I was like, wait, there was something like this that was happening. The support system here, I'm supposed to ask a question, but I'm going to share my view. I feel like it's a little bit low and slow. Why is it like that?
Okay, so let me start from the first, then I progress to that one. I think why it was like a buzz is the fact that, like I said in my beginning, I think the first thing I said that we are not plenty. So anytime we make it to such stage, it's a thing of pride for us. So when you make it to such stage and you are not amplifying that you are from an Akwa Ibom, you know, you're an Akwa Ibom person, you know, it makes some people feel in some type of way. Because for a lot of us, if we ever make it to that big stage, we want the world to know that this is where I'm from, this is where I'm representing, because you are not just there for yourself. You are putting an entire state, an entire people on the map. And trust Akwa people, in that moment, it doesn't matter whether you're AK, Doro, Ibibio, whatever. As long as you are quite that's what matters. Yes. So on the second part of, you know, the support in terms of entertainment, I think the problem is that, you know, things grow. Entertainment here is still growing. Why? How do I mean? Content creation now is not the content creation as at when I started. It has grown. People are being seen more. The other day, I think it was Brent Chota that gave Mr. Floss and his team an iPhone 16 Pro. Imagine you're creating content and a big content creator in Lagos see what you do. He said, I love what you do. He came to you and bought them phones. So we are growing. Even the music space, I think it's also growing. The challenge right now is just the funding. And the fact that we are not really big on corporate brands here. You know, when you're looking at the Lagos and Abujas of this world, there's a lot of funding. There's more people putting in money. There are corporate brands who can sponsor. Here we are still, you know,
I feel like a lot of people wait till you blow before they want to support you.
No. There is an element of that. People always, naturally, people love successful people. They want, you know, your success to rub off them or something. That's a factor. But I know that 5 years from now, the entertainment space now is not the same as 5 years ago, and it will not be the same in the next 5-10 years. I mean, even our boys here, they are making money from streaming. You understand? So there is just that element of, you know,
I love the growth.
Yeah, the growth is there.
That is coming with
yes,
it.
Of course. Even the city itself is growing.
All right, this next question is for the handler. What would you say to a young creative from Akwa Ibom State who wants to package their identity for national acceptance?
What would I say to a young creative?
Exactly.
I would say that you should put the brands that you are working with in perspective. You should not be rigid, okay, because you are trying to project Akwa Ibom or a language and all of that. You should be in a box. You have a brand that wants you to, you know, represent them corporately, speak in English, come with all the posh, and you turn it down because you're an Akwa Ibom man. I mean, there are other things that can still project you, like my name Ofonime. Once I go, hi, I'm Ofonime, and then I carry on. Yeah, so do not put yourself in a box. And then tomorrow you say, oh, we are not being represented on the bigger stages. Those are pathways. I think it's called means to an end. Those are pathways. You get up there and then you use your language. Okay. So get up there. Okay. Move.
All right, so Mr. Moore, you need to imagine this. Okay. Imagine you're rebranding Akwa Ibom for a global audience.
Okay.
And then what 3 words or what 3 themes would you use?
If I'm rebranding Akwa Ibom to a global, what 3 themes
or words would you use?
I think I love Akwa Ibom. Even this is Akwa Ibom. Is it? No. I wouldn't want to limit it to just food. This is Akwa Ibom. You understand? I think it leads someone to wonder, what is this Akwa Ibom that is saying this is Akwa Ibom? Yeah. So I think that allows you to now showcase. If you say this is Akwa Ibom, there is food, there is culture, there are the good roads, there is the hospitality, there's a lot of things. So I wouldn't want to box it to a Ekpankokwo or to food or something. You know, for the imaginative mind, imagine that you see me and I wear, this is Akwa Ibom on my shirt, for example. And tomorrow you can see again, this is Akwa Ibom. You are waiting with this Akwa Ibom that, okay, you are Akwa Ibom, but yeah, tell us, explain, expansion motor. So it's
I totally agree with him because there is this place once you enter Lagos, you say this is Lagos. In fact, you already put your mind in a place where you're like, okay, I've come into Lagos. I'm supposed to expect everything. Nobody tells you welcome, that you will not know that, okay, you're coming for peace. No,
that's true. They don't say welcome to Lagos.
Anything where you collect. So
this is Lagos.
I totally agree with him. This is Akwa Ibom. You see talent, collect. You see food, collect. You see better wife or husband.
Collect.
Oh, my favorite food is afang.
So if you should have somebody come in, like, what food would you recommend? First food would you actually recommend for them to try?
I think Afan is like our national dish.
Our
national dish. Yes. So Afan, basically,
yes.
yeah. Afan, it sticks.
Okay.
It sticks in the brain.
Okay, so before I allow you guys to go, in today's world, should you lead with tribe, or should I say tag it more on your bio, or would you say your work should speak for itself?
Definitely your work should speak for itself. You should not limit yourself to just your tribe. The world is a global village. From the confines of your phone via social media. If you look at the analytics of your page, you realize that you reach people in. I remember a time that someone messaged me from one of these Caribbean countries. I'm like, wait, from my house in Ekwen, and someone is reaching me from a Caribbean country. So the world is a global village.
Yeah.
Do not limit yourself to just your tribe, just your people. But as you're growing into the global stage, do not also leave what makes you you.
Yes.
Do not leave your identity.
Exactly.
Not leave your identity. Be proud of who you are. Do not fail to mention, oh, I am Morgan, I'm from Uyo, I'm from Akwa Ibom, or whatever. Do not fail to do that, right? Carry your identity, because we are a product of our environment. This is the place that groomed you, not you just go there and you just want to. And because there's sometimes some things people do, you live in Uyo, you started business in Uyo, Uyo made you built the business in Uyo, you did your trial and error in Uyo, then you leave, you move to Lagos or Abuja anyway, and all of a sudden Uyo, you're not even succeeding in Lagos. You're just 1 week in Lagos, all of a sudden you're now bad mountain Uyo. So it shouldn't be that.
Okay, so over the years, I have another question just came in, but I need to ask. So over the years, we've seen how much Akwa Ibom has grown. I have been here for some time, and I've seen the growth and everything. We're just becoming a business hub right now. We've got a lot of companies, a lot of people coming in, bringing up events and things, okay? Now, if we should compare to way back, most of these celebrities that we saw, most of them, it took them a while for them to even accept and even talk about or put it out on their bio. Shout outs to you guys trying so hard to do that. With what you are doing right now, the younger generations are coming. How can we actually make them feel more proud, more safe with it? We also have people who feel like Lagos is where everything is happening. I have to leave Uyo, I have to leave Port Harcourt and make it, because Lagos is where it's going to happen for me. How do we change this narrative? How do we make them know that, okay, fine, you can still make it here. It can still be the same.
Okay. So from my angle as a makeup artist, now, why a lot of people keep saying, oh, it's not happening here, it's going to happen in Lagos, is because the many things that make some of the jobs that we do viable are not in place. Now, aside the Uyo Fashion Week that just came on, what other events do we have? Apart from the weddings that come in the weekend.
Actually more events.
I understand. Like, I mean showbiz. Because in Lagos, every minute someone is dropping a movie, someone is doing a song premiere, and the makeup artists are busy.
Yeah, that movie thing, one of these we have to talk about it.
Yes,
to bring back,
the makeup artists, they are busy,
theater.
they are making up these celebrities, the fashion designers, they are making outfits, the hairstylists, everyone is hands on deck. The shoe vendor is happy that someone is buying a new shoe, the bag vendor, and everyone is busy. We don't have a cinema no more. We don't have some of these things in place.
More hashtag bring back our cinema.
and even some of the movies that have been produced these days are being pumped into the YouTube, because that's where it's paying now. Even if we want to have a cinema movie, where are we showing it? So the cinema is one of those things. In fact, industrialization helps businesses. So if you see people, particularly creatives, move, there is so much. In the movie premiere and everything, they have videographers, photographers, content creators making money. So if these things are not there, they move, because someone is doing a small bed deal. He has scored 5 content creators. I'm changing 5 times. But here, anyone that even wants to do something that's very like, why am I even doing something serious? I'll just snap one corner. Mr. Mo, do you have 13 Pro? Didn't snap it. Do you get? So those are some of the things. Yeah. And then those this idea that we don't support ourselves and everything. Even if there's an element of truth, we can be the difference. Like, I'm busy screaming about businesses. At times they don't even get to pay me. I see someone that is showing up every time. There's this other girl that has been showing up every day, and one day she reached me, she's like, in 2 weeks I've not had even one client. Wow. I didn't even say anything. I just thought it's gonna be well. I let that week pass, and after that I posted for her. She was like, oh my God, I didn't see this coming, this and that. These are the ways to support each other. We have other people online, Didi Johnson, Mr. Moore, Oganyene. These are people that are pushing people, because we know that there's something they say in our side. I do not know the other side. but if we join our hands together, just like Mtimbaka tried to do when he came with the Mr. Exo song. He said, everybody use this sound this week. We may not be a majority, but if this one is turning and seeing you post it, this one turns, you post it, this one turns, you post it, they'll be forced to ask, what is this?
What's the song?
And when they realize that, oh, this song actually sounds good, becomes a challenge on TikTok. Blown.
And everybody wants to use it.
So we need to put our hands together. Even if it's one person, we need to raise. And the person now raise all of us. Let's do it.
You want to add something?
Yeah, so, and personally, I'm not against anybody moving, right? I believe that, there are some people that are destined to, let me use the word destined loosely. You understand? To succeed in Lagos, Abuja, or anywhere. You understand? You get. After all, as people are moving out of you, trust me, people are also moving into you.
You have tried that WhatsApp
you understand?
Before now.
Yeah, I have. It wasn't just for me, but now in home and exactly. You get. So there is no harm, but my own is, do not forget where you came from. You understand? People like Kemen, he's big in fitness world. He will always be Kemen. He
always comes back home.
Right?
When they have events.
And there's never a time. There's this fitness event that
coming up even in September.
Yeah, exactly. He always brings it home.
Yeah.
He could have decided not to bring it home. Like, he could have been in the big cities, but this is home. He will always bring it home. So do not forget where, because almost all of them started here. So do not go out and just forget home. As you made it out there to Lagos, it became a name. Another person can. If you see somebody you support, the best way, every support must not be money, it must not be finance. It might just be a little act of encouragement. Sometimes I see people, creators starting new line, I go and talk with them, I'm like, do ABCD, do not do this, you're doing well. That alone is enough motivation that they are being seen. So it starts from there, and from that, everybody will just make it to the top.
We can go on and on with this conversation. I wish to have you guys again. Thank you so much for coming through the Andler. Shout out to you.
Thank you.
Like, we are really making us proud. Like, we love you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Moore, you know that already.
Thank
you so much. At the end of the day, identity is more than just a location on the map. It's culture, it's history, it's voice. So whether you are, you say it loudly or you carry it quietly, it speaks through your work, your value, and your vibe. But here's the real question. If we don't celebrate our roots, who will? That's the thing. So if fear keeps on, preventing you from identifying with your origin, what happens to legacy? What happens to pride? What happens to the next generation looking for example of blood representation? So maybe it's time for us to flip the script, own where we are from, own our stories louder, just like the handler is doing. Good. Looking at her right now. Anyway, just to let you know, it has been an amazing time, each and every one of you. Thank you so much, guys, once again. My name is Nana Abina. Until next time, stay rooted, stay proud. Bye.